What is a black market? A black market is defined as an illegal traffic or trade of officially controlled or scarce commodity. Today, the black market and the trafficking of wildlife is more prevalent than ever. The technological revolution has not failed to impact this lucrative business. We see things like animals being sold or auctioned off through Facebook, eBay, and other social media and online shopping sites. The motivations behind wildlife trafficking include, but are not limited to, using the animals for food, fuel, fodder, building materials, clothing, healthcare, religion, and collections. For wildlife traders, the main motivation is money. The business has become so big, it involves hundreds of millions of animals and plants and tens of thousands of different species. Timber and seafood are the most prominent products bought and sold at these black markets. The major focuses of this documentary will be the exotic pet trade, the prevalence of exotic foods, and the poaching of animals resulting from the ever-expanding black market. First, we will begin with the exotic pet trade.
Everyone loves the cuddly animals that we see at zoos, but when we decide that we want to take them home, that is where the problems begin. With the popularity of the internet being what it is today, everyone is a quick Google search and the swipe of a credit card away from a pet tiger or cheetah. However, many of the people buying these animals are unprepared for the responsibilities that come with raising a wild animal. The exotic pet trade is a $15 billion industry in the U.S. alone. There are an estimated 5,000 pet tigers in the country, more than the amount in the wild. Buying a baby tiger or monkey may seem like a good idea at the time, but most owners are not prepared for the various physical and psychological needs of the animals as they grow into adulthood. This lack of proper care causes many animals purchased from the black market to live a life of squalor and distress. They are wild animals, and when their physical and psychological needs are not met, no matter how much their owner loves them, they live an unhappy life. The most obvious reason against purchasing an exotic pet is lack of space. A male tiger has a territory of over 40 square miles, while a female has a territory of about 7 square miles. Regardless of the gender of the tiger, most people who purchase tigers off the black market cannot provide their new pet with this amount of space. Not to mention the fact that most of them are unequipped to provide the tiger with the same diet and psychological stimulation that they would have in the wild. Because of these factors, most animals, including tigers, that are purchased off the black market are kept in squalor and become hyper-aggressive because of lack of stimulation. This becomes dangerous not only to the animal, which has needs that are not being tended to, but also to those who come in contact with the animal. There are many cases of people getting hurt or even killed by a wild animal that they called their pet. Imagine being ripped from your family in the only place that you call home. Imagine being shipped to some faraway land in a crate. Imagine living in a tiny pen filled with your own waste. Another animal that you have never seen before comes and gives you bowls of unrecognizable food and tries to touch you. They talk to you in some strange language and don't understand you when you try to talk to them to tell them what is wrong. You sit in a cage and don't do anything that you used to do. Imagine dealing with this every day for the rest of your life. I don't know about you, but I know that I would be miserable and that I would go crazy in this situation. This is what animals sold on the black market as exotic pets are subject to on a daily basis. Few states have laws banning the sale of exotic animals, and in many of them, all you need is a permit in order to hold an exotic animal auction. Even fewer states have a ban on having a wild animal as a pet. Alabama, Nevada, South Carolina, and Wisconsin have no laws regulating the ownership of exotic animals. In Arizona, Delaware, Idaho, Indiana, Maine, Mississippi, Missouri, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Dakota, and Texas, all it takes is a permit to own almost any exotic animal. The black market allows almost anyone to have access to exotic animals. It has no regulations on how the animals have to be treated and who can buy them. This allows many unequipped and uneducated people to buy animals that they are unable to provide adequate care for. This can be dangerous as people ought to release these animals into the wild, becoming a danger to the entire community. This can also be a cause for the rise of invasive species. Very few regulations are in place to deter people from buying exotic and wild animals off the black market. People must remember that these animals are truly wild, and that they require many resources that are not readily available. Not only are these animals subject to cruelty, as they are ripped from their family and home and not given adequate care, but they also pose a danger to both their owners and their communities. No matter how cute they look or how easy it seems to take care of them, exotic animals are not meant to be kept as pets, and they require much more specialized care than it may seem. Buying an exotic pet off the black market is never a good idea and can be dangerous to the animal as well as to yourself.
Along with the exotic pet trade, poaching is a serious issue in the black market. Poaching is the illegal hunting, killing, or capturing of animals. Poachers go out into the wild and kill an animal, intending to sell it for money in the black market. The animals can be sold for consumption, cut up for its limbs, used to make medicine, and much more. Rare endangered animals are worth much more money than common ones. Consequently, poachers seek out endangered animals knowing that they will make even more money off of them. One animal population that has been impacted by poaching is the African elephant. In 1979, there were an estimated 1.3 million African elephants. Thanks to poaching, the primary cause of their population decline, less than 600,000 African elephants remain. According to the World Wildlife Foundation, tens of thousands of elephants are killed annually by poachers. Elephants are poached for their meat and skin, however their ivory tusks are the most sought after. In order to obtain an elephant tusk, a poacher must kill the elephant. Poachers sell elephant tusks to make money. 1 pound of ivory is worth as much as $1,500. It's unbelievable that up to $13 million in ivory is sold via one trafficking site per year. Since 2010, the price of elephant tusks has tripled, spurring both legal and illegal suppliers. The number of authorized factories and retail outlets has quadrupled in the past decade, but they are heavily outnumbered by illegal black markets in the major urban markets of Beijing and Shanghai. Experts warn that if the trade is not stopped, elephant populations could dramatically plummet. Elephants could nearly be extinct by 2020. The black market is encouraging poachers to continue poaching and make money. If the cycle persists, more and more innocent animals will be killed for their body parts. In a time when the population of endangered animals is dwindling, our planet cannot afford to lose so many precious species to greedy poachers. Endangered species will completely vanish one day if poachers continue to kill off animals for their own economic gain. Lastly, the black market is known for the buying and selling of endangered animals to make meals and medicine out of. People today love a good piece of meat, regardless of what animal it comes from. In America, typical meat meals consist of cows, pigs, and chickens. However, people are getting tired of the same old boring tastes. Many people's palates are adventuring to new flavors from exotic animals. Tigers are an endangered species often sold via the black market, and they have been found in meals in restaurants all over the world. In Moscow, officers uncovered chefs preparing Amur tigers as fancy meals to its diners. The Amur tiger is considered to be an endangered species, so it is illegal to poach and consume them.